Hey people, Indrid here, 53 SDL Province Blue Team. PickPacker is a Lord General fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers, really strong defense and support can also add to this retinue. Alongside, Mizu is an Apothecary support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. And rounding off this team is Rambo with a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps into combat, some powerful disruption and support, uses their fleet to get to this contested power, but is being shot at by another Lord General. This is Kraskin. Looks like the same colour scheme as well. Alongside is Whatkindoforganismarewe, whatever that means. As a Plague Champion, starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair. Can he kill a scout model though? There we go. One of them eventually died. There's some Nurgle worship, and rounding off the teams is desked with an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. And we have a weird color scheme here, some chaotic like Nurgle blood pact guardsmen who have been led astray by this wayward Inquisitor apparently, and the Lord General has followed her. Towards the mid, Apothecary chasing down some Chaos Space Marines. He is quite isolated though. Here comes Tactical Marine support, eats a Doom Blast from the Heretics, exploding one of their models to deal damage and suppress. Is still useful against a single entity because you suppress them. Apothecary has used a heal on himself, it looks like. Gets rid of the Heretics, you know. He's done a lot better here than I thought he would. Oh, has the same green chainsword now too. Will heal on hit, both melee and ranged. Although I believe... yeah, 10 health on a ranged attack, so you don't get as much. But still very nice. What do we got here? Double Guardsman for Kraskin. Desked with a Sentinel. PickPacker with a Sentinel. Triple Guardians for Rambo, taking that contested power. They've also decapped this wreck point, unless it hasn't been capped yet. Which is possible. Cartridge Devils on the way for desk. On the west side, Sentinel on Sentinel action as the Guard fights itself. These guys look cool. Not sure what this scheme is called. I don't remember it being mentioned in the update notes, but maybe I missed it. I don't know. Chaos Space Marines with Eternal War here for Whatkind, and some more Heretics chasing away some Tactical Marines. You gonna Doom Blast, fellas, or what? Nope. Don't always have to Doom Blast, especially when something is running away from you. Typically, if you think you're gonna get a model with your Doom Blast, it's worth doing. But if they Doom Blasted there, those guys just would have retreated. Which maybe would have got a model. Could the Apothecary cleaving through him. There's some Nurgle worship. They're gonna get this guy down, I think, maybe. Yep, down goes the Apothecary on his own natural victory point. So it should be an easy revive over there. Heretics with an aspiring champion. Boost the health of the other Heretics in the squad. And he's a decent melee combatant in his own right. These guys don't have an aspiring champion though. Needs to be very careful. Running into triple Guardians, two of which have grenades. Tacs were there, Scouts were there. And there's a revive, some early XP for the Apothecary on their revive. Almost level 2. Apothecary also with a decent chunk. He's killed a bunch of Heretics and stuff. Over on the west side, Desk is pushing through with these chaotic guardsmen. I wonder what those Capuchin Devils think. His Hammer of the Witches takes out the Lord General. His two Stormtrooper buddies already down, of course, Nigel and Derek. Where's the other Nigel and Derek? They're alright. Oh no. Derek has fallen. Plague Champion with the light grenades on the way. Should be pretty effective against triple Guardians here, if he can get to them. Warlock can just knock him over, of course, with his leap. When he's trying to chuck that grenade, maybe. Looks like we have one of the Guardians without battle equipment over here. Did I don't get a grenade. Here's the Warlock knocking the Plague Champion over. Not worth throwing it just on that fella. Here come Heretics with Aspiring Champion. And Heretics without. And the CSM are getting good shots in. This guy's gone too deep, I think. Down goes the Warlock. Rambo was microing a grenade. I heard a grenade go off. Must have been on those guardsmen. We have some artillery spotters. It looks like they bashed at least one gen, maybe two. I assume that was a full gen farm. Over on the west side, it's still very red for Desk. who also has some spotters. There's a Catachan grenade barrage. You have grenade launchers for PickPacker. Nice weapon. Gives you a speed buff. Also deals some decent damage in the area of effect. Here comes the Apothecary for support. Getting stuck in there. Making stuff turn and address him. And Desk is off the field. West side is going to turn blue. And nicely done by Mizu. Sometimes just sending your hero over and splitting them off is enough to turn the tide. They have double attacks and an assault squad now. Quite a chunky tier 1 army. No flamers up. No upgrades for the scouts either, so the only power spent has been that chainsword and these assault marines here. 456 to 499 on the VPs early on. Warlock still down, of course. Plague Champion has gone into melee mode with a Plague Sword. This thing ignores melee resistance, which is a 40% damage reduction that many units have in melee, such as these Marines here. So it's pretty damn powerful. Just chucked a grenade on himself, though, and then infects his own things. That wasn't great. Also deals power melee damage, very effective against this heavy infantry. Heretics are getting wiped by the Triple Guardians. That was a rough fight for Whatkind. Not sure where the CSM are. I guess they're there. They lost those heretics completely. They did get a zombie assault squad fellow for a while. That's another thing that Plague Sword does. More assault marines on the way for Mizu. Double tax, double assault squad is pretty much unheard of these days. Rambo's in tier 2, gets Wraithguard up. I wonder if that second assault squad was intended by Mizu or if they left them on Overwatch. Chimera on the way for PickPacker. Whatkind is floating resources. Maybe they are weighing up getting another unit up now or going tier 2. They go tier 2. Mizu stuck in tier 1 though. You can see how much lower Mizu's requisition income is here because they are paying so much upkeep to all these units. West side is blue. We have a Sentinel missile launcher up for PickPacker. Good hits on those Catachans from those frag grenades too. Frag missiles, I should say. Being pushed by 2 players, though, needs to be very careful here. Heretics showing up. CSM in the play. Backing off is PickPacker. I think it's the right move. Maybe they'll get some support from that Apothecary and their huge tier 1 infantry army. Look at all these guys. Double assault marines jump on you is not fun. When their Plague Champion could do some up the way, gets in there. Chasing them down now. There's some Nurgle worship. Breaks the Nurgle worship to do some doom blasting. Sentinels firing those missiles. Plague Champions off the field. There's Hammer of the Witches on the assault squad, but here comes another assault squad. Meltagun Lord General there for Kraskin, who's come over from the east side, I think, to hang out and buff some things with Fight Harder. Now has to get off the field though. Bunch of attacks in retreat path. Maybe, you know what, if they both meleeed that artillery spotter squad or one of those guardsman squads, they might have finished them off in melee. 456 to 439 on the VPs. Chimera comes charging on through, trying to finish off the Sentinel. There's some repairs, but it goes down. The Chimera gets it done. And we have a Bane Wolf for Desk. This thing is unique to the Inquisitor. With a Chem Cannon on top, down goes the other Sentinel. We're now in a Sentinel-less game. But Whatkind has a Dreadnought. Autocannon and Close Combat Claw can get marks to get different weapon loadouts. There's some Nurgle worship. And there's the Autocannon doing its thing. Has an underslung twin linked heavy bolter as well. Or maybe it's a combi bolter. It goes Daka. Apothecary fell over. Wraithguard are here. Those Wraith Cannons are very dangerous to all targets, but you can tie them up in melee and shut them down like that, which is why the Chaos Dreadnought was running towards them there. Assault Squad jump. Mark of Khorne for these guys soon. There we go. Came to the wrong neighborhood, fellas. It's Nurgle Town. with some corn thrown in. There's a zombie assault squad fella. Just hanging out. You can jump him. There he goes. Gonna blow up in a second though. Oh, I couldn't quite disrupt the Warlock. Freaking Warlock with his jumping. No war gear for this guy though. That's a big swing. I love how vicious that special attack looks on the when you've got a power axe on a marine or some kind of axe, a chain axe for these guys. They got their aspiring champion. He's got a melter pistol. I'd still like to see that guy get something else. Something. Higher damage axe or some kind of debuff on hit or something. Webway out on the eastern edge. That could be nice for late game power bashes. Double Wraith Guard for Rambo. Quite nasty. Do they have Falchu's Wing? No Falchu's Wing, so they can't buff them. Stormtroopers backing off here. No, they're not. These are blue Stormtroopers. They are looking for the Bane Wolf, and they found it. Oh, but they didn't have the energy to throw their melter bomb. This could be bad for PickPacker, getting flanked by a Dreadnought and an enemy Chimera. Dreadnought packing some damage with the autocannon, of course, versus vehicles. Getting some decent rear armor hits there. Is it enough, though? Judgment is up on this thing from the Inquisitor and her Inferno pistol. 414 to 419. Very even on VPs. Double missile launchers now for Mizu. Oh, wait. They lost both of their assault squads? I completely missed that. What the hell happened? That's some heavy losses there. I must have fed a whole bunch of XP to something. I don't know what the hell happened. Last time I saw them, they jumped in on the Plague Champion, and then there was a zombie assault squad. Is that when they wiped? Well, what happened to the other fellas? I don't know. I'm good at observing video games. Librarian's gonna smite those guys. They're so bunched up. Look at the damage that did. That's pretty damn cool. He's got a power weapon, this fella too. He should be close enough to support to not have to worry about this. Taking a lot of damage though. That was like one swing each model they did to him. He's alright. They couldn't get the decat. Heretics repairing the Dreadnought. Need to be careful. Bad place to stand, fellas. Bad place to stand. Did the Bane Wolf get on any of the gens? I'm not sure. Melter Bomb on the Dreadnought. We got Melter Gun Lord General here too. It's a bunch of melters. I don't think it's going to survive. Still going. Oh, missile launchers now as well. Down it goes. Was very, very far forward. That was a not the greatest place to stand around and be repaired. No reason why in that situation you couldn't back it off and repair it somewhere else. Tier 3 for Desk. Tier 3 for Whatkind. Rambo and PickPacker already there. These fellas need to take their power back. Was most likely hit by Rambo using this webway. Warlock already milling around again too. Librarian could be in a bad spot here. Oh, he's alright. Being slowed down by the Bane Wolf. He's trying to keep the Librarian in play, which is risky. Mark of Horn CSM getting torn up though. Are they going to wipe? There's some Nobler worship. Might be enough to keep him alive. Looks like it is. Bane Wolf got melter bombed. Oh, here's some other red team stormtroopers from Kraskin. Plague Champion have a good go on those tactical marines as well. Takes out the Librarian, gets a zombie Librarian. Can he throw the smite out? There it is. Look at that. Awesome. Plague Champion just admiring his stinky handiwork there. And Black Grenade gets him. Then runs. Missile launcher hit the Plague Champion there. Almost killed him. 341 to 405. Attacks are okay. Apothecary heals them anyway, so they spend less time in base, I suppose, and then runs. Guardians is hanging out in the mid. Over on the west side, some improvised explosives here. Oh, it's desks though, so it's not going to detonate on the Inquisitor. There's the tier 3 for Mizu. Maybe they lost both of those assault marines, and I wasn't even paying attention. I was so happy that the Plague Champion was making zombies. 1-to-1 cap here. Still very close. Into tier 3, and nobody's under 300 VPs as well. No... Oh, these guys have got plasma guns. Desked with no weapons on the guardsmen. I guess they're fighting other guardsmen at the moment. But as we get later in the game, we might see Mizu rotate over here with more stuff on a more permanent basis. Then it might be worth getting plasmas up. Rainwolf having a rough time against all those melters, but they get rid of the stormtroopers. That chem cannon slows down units when it touches them. Still chasing this guy. Shotgun blast shuts him down. Banewolf comes forward again. Is that a big risk? Doing a lot of damage to that Lord General. He lost both Derek and Nigel. Double attacks coming in. Heretics. Doom blast and then probably run. Yep. They must run. Blue team will most likely take the west side. Look at this though. They are bashing base turrets. Is Rambo. They're getting behind the base. Okay. There's a webway right there, look. I don't like that kind of thing. I don't have a problem with players doing it because, you know, it's an option. But in my opinion, if you're playing victory point control, the HQ should be invulnerable, and so should those base turrets. Because this is not nice gameplay for like a new player, and just kind of goes against the spirit of victory point control, I think. Because you can't end the game like this. If you destroy all the bases, the game ends. And some factions, such as Eldar, because of their webways and his Wraith Guard, and Orcs as well, are really good at it. Some factions are way better at doing this kind of thing than others. Just like inherent unbalanced there. Grenades going in. Kraskin having a rough old time. He's not tying them up in melee, he's just destroying these Wraith Guard. And it seems like Rambo's just resigned to losing them. They have taken out all of the base turrets. But the Imperial Guard HQ has guns on it. They don't suppress, but at least there's something. Well, they need to go looking for webways. They must know there's a webway here. Oh, no, they have a Leman Russ. Well, Rambo spent time and double Wraith Guard doing that. We'll see if it pays off. As I said, I would rather see HQ and those turrets, at least the HQ, become invulnerable in this game mode. I'm not sure how easy that is to do. Oh, down goes a Leman Russ. Is this a Vanquisher? It is a Vanquisher. I'm not sure if that one was a Vanquisher. I think maybe it was. But it's Kraskin and Desked that have Leman Russes up. Rambo's got an avatar. He might just march that avatar all the way to Kraskin's base since there's no turrets there now. Not that it would be suppressed, but it would take damage from all those turrets. Got some Stern Guard veterans from Mizu. He's got another Librarian. Librarian staying far away from the Plague Champion this time. There's a Smite. Might kill the Inquisitor here. Does. Plague Champion could just get a revive anyway. And that'll level him. Armor of Pestilence is up. He's up to 1357 hit points now. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Where is the Avatar? What's he up to? They're going west side with it. And there's a juicy Wailing Doom waiting for these guys. Maybe they do have plasma guns now. Avatar doesn't like plasma damage. These guys trying to get in position for a grenade maybe? I don't think they can do it. They champions. He's motoring right now. He's never run so fast. Oh, he didn't revive the Inquisitor. That was quite a big fail. Would have leveled up, would have got a nice chunk of XP into level 5 as well. And the Inquisitor would be running around doing stuff. Heavy weapon squad on the way for PickPacker. Land Raider Phobos on the field for Whatkind, with las cannons on the side sponsons. kind of AV do they have? They have missile launch attack still. They have the Stern Guard with vengeance rounds. The Avatar, of course, swinging on things will do anti-vehicle damage. Here comes the Seer Council. Are these guys getting a las cannon? No sign of it yet. They still have Melter Stormtroopers and Melter Lord General as well on the blue team. Avatar with a Wrath of Cain, but those guys are already fleeing. 281 to 378. They're all backing off the Phobos. Bank Pusher Lehman Russ alongside it as well. A bunch of repair support from those guardsmen. Another Lehman Russ on the way for Desk. Red team looking quite strong right now, but it can change very quickly. Mizu is in tier 3. You know how strong that Space Marine tier 3 is. They're getting some Devastators up now. Most likely for some anti-vehicle. But they could soon get a Land Raider Redeemer on the way. Here come the Seer Council. Down goes the Lehman Russ. Was very far forward there. Dirge Caster popped by the Phobos, stunning everything around it, and then debuffing. By everything I mean enemies. Doesn't affect allied units. Seer Council leaping in. They have power melee weapons though, so they're not great at taking down vehicles. They can get it done given enough time. There's a Noxious Cloud. Quite nasty. Plague Champion global ability. Seer Council also emit this damage resistance aura against incoming ranged damage, which they do benefit from themselves. The Avatar also has some awesome auras. They're going to get this Phobos down. Avatar getting some big swings, and the Stormtroopers are in there. And they were all buffed by the Seer Council and the Avatar, those Stormtroopers as well. Tank on the way now for Whatkind. So much for the red team looking strong. Well, Dest has 2 Lehman Russes again. And that is a repair bunker, looks like. Chimera of PickPacker still around. Almost level 3. What is this? Oh, Bane Wolf. Oh, wait. Oh, it's still there. I thought they took the base out for a second, looking at the minimap. But the base is still there. Bane Wolf, not really threatened by these base turrets here. Is that guy getting a Bright Lance? Nope. Not sure what Rambo's plan is. Is it to march the Avatar back? It is marching back. West side is red. Inquisitor level 6. We've got Terminators now for Mizu. We went for Terminators instead of the Land Raider. That is a lot of damage on those tacks. A lot of plasma, a lot of melter. Bane Wolf has been persuaded to leave the Eldar alone. Is that Shuriken stuck? I think it's okay. Can get setup teams stuck. Trying to enter structures if you do it when they're in their setup mode. Still chasing the Bane Wolf. Don't think you're getting a lot of value out of this chase here any longer. Over on the west side, though, we got some smoke. What's all that about? Was that Catachan smoke? I don't know. They're off the field. It must have been spotter smoke, I guess, from Kraskin. Librarian's in the wrong place at the wrong time and dies. Explodes. Why did he explode? The melters explode you? Like death spinners? Maybe it was a tank shot or something. Here we see a noble tank for Whatkind and Plague Marines on the field as well. You can't get Mark of Nurgle for your Chaos Space Marines, but you can get Plague Marines. Level 4, these fellas, Mark of Khorne, they've done well, eh? What's this? Oh, it's still the Bane Wolf. Wow, they chased it far with their Seer Council. It's not doing as much damage to those Guardians as you'd perhaps expect. They are level 3 Guardians. It survived. He tried to grenade it to death, but it survived. We got a Nurgle Shrine in kind of a weird place. Typically you'd see them on a contested victory point, but it's just hanging out over there. It's a lot of plasma. It's a lot of shooty. That's a rocket run. Ouch. That's from PickPacker, and that is super effective. Super effective. Look at all the dead guardsmen laying in the same direction. That was really bad for Kraskin. Kraskin has tons of resources, and they have 999 red. So they could throw their own rocket run in somewhere, maybe to stop a cap or something. Or just mess up some Terminators. Kasrakin on the way for Desked and Kraskin. Maybe we'll see some of those disruptive grenade launchers on them. Looks like they found the webway over here, look. Doesn't seem to be much damage on this, so I think Rambo's kind of abandoned the idea of going after the base. Las Cannon getting shots on the Lehman Russ here. And that Predator's quite low. And down it goes. Stormtrooper's got it. We've got a Las Cannon turret here. Repair bunker's doing a lot of work. Hell of a lot of work, but down goes that Lehman Russ. Well played, PickPacker. Got some good vehicle kills there. Speaking of vehicles, we have a Baneblade for Kraskin. More Wraith Guard for Rambo. Drop pod with Marines in it. Heretics get Wrath of Cain, but they somehow survived it. I think. One fella survived it. This is a... oh, Creeping Barrage, not a rocket run. Bainblade's okay for now. What level is this Apothecary? Level 7. He's throwing out pretty fat heals right now. Improved medical equipment and armor of purity. Gonna get that shrine down. Decent black grenade throw. I don't think they were quite centered on it. There's a rocket run from Kraskin, I think. Yeah, they've dropped to around 500. Didn't quite wipe those Guardians, but it did a big chunk of damage. 176 to 378 on the VPs. Uh-oh, Lehman Russ of Desk, level 2, under threat. There's a Hell Fury and a Noxious Cloud. They did not want to lose that tank, the red team, and they saved it with some globals there. I guess maybe they could have just thrown these guardsmen and the Kasrakin into... we were really desperate. We'll get this thing near the bunker. There we go. Yeah, it's really good range on that repair, eh? I don't remember it being that good of range. But I guess it always was. Double tacks now have plasma guns. These are new tacks that came out the drop pod. I keep missing when Mizu loses his Marines. I always spot his Librarians exploding, but his Marines always escape me. We have another Baneblade. PickPacker this time. Another Lehman Russ for Desk on the way. The Las Cannon turret still up? No, it's not. Here comes some Stormtroopers. There's the Melter. And there's the Melter guns, and there's the other Baneblade. Lord the General of PickPacker using his own melters. And if you hadn't noticed, his retinue buddies also get the melter guns. Nigel and Derek. I think they're going to get this thing. That was not out for long, was it? PickPacker loses their Baneblade. Avatar showing up, just running casually past all the stuff. There we go. We spotted the Baneblade. Oh, and then leaves. Got no support now. What kind of organ is Marewe? Is down to just 2 units. Where's that Wraith Guard? Oh, they're bashing power. And they've taken the VP with the Seer Council as Rambo. 162, 376. We got some chosen Plague Marines now for Whatkind. He just seems to be trying everything. Vehicles didn't work out. Let's try a bunch of infantry now. Seer Council only level 2. Pretty tough though. Plague Champion in there now with his sword. Could he get a zombie Seer Council? They're trying to finish him off, I think. Yeah, you got a zombie Seer Council fella. Can he jump him? Jump him on those Marines? There we go. Awesome. Then he explodes. Oh, the Plague Champion fell over anyway. West side. Run away, fellas. There's a rocket run on desk stuff from PickPacker. One of the squads survived it somehow. Level 4, I guess, is why. 2-1 for red team. Can they get this Baneblade down right here, right now? PickPacker. I don't know why the Lord General came so close to it. Really making sure. Yep, down it goes. Las Cannon also helping out. 2 Las Cannons, in fact, helping out. Lord General buffing stuff with the melter guns. Avatar was there in case they needed a swing or 2 from him too. Chaos Predator on the way for Whatkind. They've gone back to vehicles now. BP still running down for blue. Bunker's still here. Avatar just hanging out. Not sure what he's up to. Is Rambo microing somewhere else? No, everything's at base, I think. Okay, it's turned around. Warlock is down in the mid. Plague Champion back to his feet. Thanks to Kraskin, I think. Who has stabilizers for healing over time. Back in the fight, it says. I don't care what you're fighting. Just get back in there. Here's the Chaos Predator. No mark on it, but it's still a tank with a gun. With several guns, actually. Down goes the Plague Champion again. Looks like he was trying to get mucus discharge up to heal himself, but couldn't get it in time. Ogrin's on the way now for Kraskin. Maybe they'll become Bulgrins since it is tier 3. Res me when you can, says Rambo. Where is he? He's there. Should be doable. Can always just throw out a heal with the Apothecary and revive that way. You don't get the XP for it though. Level 8 this Apothecary. Lascan is doing good work. Can they finish off that Predator? Didn't last very long if they can. Got Kraskin here with melter guns. Think the Seer Council have enough to finish it? It's stuck. Down it goes. Whatkind is having a pretty rough late game here. They can't seem to preserve stuff that they get out. Just buy lots of Plague Marines. They never die. Got level 2 fellas over here. Chosen Plague Marines trying to defend the power. It's a lot of firepower though, exploding on death there. These guys create zombies. They can also do, there it is, Nurgle's Rot to create zombies. They passively damage nearby units as well. Unique to the Plague Champion. Guardsman on the way for Kraskin. Kraskin on the way for PickPacker. 1-3-1, 3-2-1. Sizable VP lead for the red team. 200 at this stage is a lot. Chosen Plague Marines get away. That was a good push by them though. Pushed back the blue fellas over there. There's triple Leman Russes for Death Day. Are they all vanquishers? They are all vanquishers. It's going to be a rough time for any vehicle trying to come the west side. What are these Guardians up to? What are they trying to do? I think they're just looking at what's around. Looking for a grenade opportunity maybe. Look at those Pathogens perhaps. Knock back. But no suppression on that shotgun blast, you'll notice. That's because they were in range of the Avatar, which prevents suppression. Gives you suppression immunity when you're near him in his aura. Plague Champion runs away. Those guys got messed up. Here's a Wailing Doom. Misses. It's another Leman Rust. This is Kraskin's though. Over here. Avatar stomps away. Here comes some Ogrins from Kraskin. Heavy melee squad. Decently tough. Good disruption. These are your frontline heavy hitters. Are the Wraith Guard going to make it out? They do. The Assault Cannon of the Terminators suppress the Ogrins there. It's a bad fight for you fellas. Run away. There we go. That's double attacks with plasmas. They were doing a lot of damage to those Ogrins. 97, 3, 2, 1. Seer Council mixing it up again against Chosen Plague Marines. A fight they should win. Taking some damage, but yeah, they had support as well. West side, turning red, maybe. There's an incendiary shell burning these stormtroopers alive as they try to cap. The hell was that? Oh, it was a Kraskin grenade thing, was it? Did that do damage? The hell was that grenade? I know they've got melter bombs. Or a crack grenade or something. Blast Masters up for Whatkind. Just had a bunch of Seer Council zombies up as well. Uh-oh, Eldritch, bad place to be, Mr. Tank. Down goes one Leman Russ. There's still 3 of them, and it's still being repaired by this repair bunker. It's clinging to life on 10 hit points. Is Guardian's going to finish it off? Apparently not. They got to repair that bunker back up. Blastmaster, first shot I saw, and it's a pretty damn good one. But now they must run. Down to 88 victory points, the blue team. Looks like the Warlock was trying to get that red VP. Spotter shells coming in. Gotta repair this bunker, fellas. Do they have any repair units? I guess the Plague Champion could repair it. Oh, there's guardsmen here for Kraskin. 72 to 310. Mizu with a Predator tank on the way. I think it would have been better to save up for the Land Raider, but we'll see how this tank does. They have tons of red. So does Desk. So does Whatkind. I think they can all drop nukes. That could get messy. Plague Marines exploding. Here come some more Plague Marines, but these guys are special. They're chosen for these damage over time power melee weapons. Seer Council turn. Oh, they're level 4 Seer Council now. Turning to engage them. And you got support as well. Keeps getting his stuff isolated. Whatkind a little bit impatient, pushing through. Sometimes, especially when you don't have a lot of stuff, you got to wait for your allies. Avatar with a decent Wailing Doom there, almost killed the Ogre in 6 hit points. Seer Council trying to get in there, and they get them. The leap itself does damage. They're pretty great retreat killers. It's a good grenade. There's a Kraskin with a frag grenade there. Maybe their frag grenade just looks funky. It's a lot of melter for the Avatar. Avatar goes down. Avatar does not like melter damage because it's super heavy infantry. Desk with 4 Leman Russes here, still supported by this bunker, which they have not repaired still. I guess it's Kraskin that needs to repair it since they have the guardsmen. All 3 red heroes down. No, this guy's alive. He made it out barely. Derek and Nigel did not. He's level 9 though, that guy. PickPacker's also down. Mizu getting through the mid. Warlock having a go with the Witchblade of Kernus, Providence, and the Warp Throw. Classic Warlock build. Super effective late game. It's another Ethereal Slash. No, there's a Warp Throw, but they ran off. 72 to 274. Here come the army of Leman Russes. And since those guys have plasmas now, can't really do a huge amount. I don't think he wants to send the Terminators into melee with the Power Fists and get them out of position. Apothecary heals himself. Level 10 this guy and runs away. Level 5 here. Level 3 Warlock. How is he only level 3? That's crazy. Level 10 Inquisitor. Level 8 Plague Champion down. Oh, he's trying to get an Icon of Nurgle look. Great Unclean One coming for Whatkind. Does not have heretics to worship it though. So they might want to do that. They moved the tanks. Mizu calling out that the tanks were mid, the Leman Russes. Now they're moving back to the west side though. And here's Kraskin. So there's 5 Leman Russes on the west side. Supported still. There we go. Ah, Desk just asked for the bunker to be repaired, and it now is. Gonna say the bunker was clinging to life. There's a bright lance up there. That's gonna help. And a whole bunch of melters coming in. Look at that. Grenade. Explodes a bunch of them. PickPacker gave it a good old go though. Almost got one down there. Since those stormtroopers come with melter bombs, if you have like 2 or 3 of them, you can really burst a bunch of damage because you get that you get the melter bomb damage and then the first burst of melter guns. And for a lot of vehicles, that would have been enough on with 3 stormtroopers. The state of the terrain here. Nurgle's rot in the background. Right, Lancer's doing some good work. One of them got deleted, but so did one of the tanks. Not sure what these guys are doing. They're just going super aggro, I guess. Chosen Plague Marines running interference, just trying to get these guys away from important things. But now they're retreating. Where's that great unclean one? There he is. This guy passively damages nearby enemies as well. Super powerful in combat, as you may expect. It is a demon, so you can worship it. It's got some nasty abilities as well. But Whatkind is not... No heretics up to worship that big fella. Another Demon Rust falls. 37-238, 2-1 cap for the blue team now. Here comes PickPacker and his army of melters takes another one out. And he can buff them all with Fight Harder, of course. Lord General fell over dead though. On the VP right now. Double cap. There's a Noxious Cloud on the tank there. Oh, Las Cannon Pred doing some work. Needs to be careful though, those are vanquishers. And those Kraskin are meleeing it. Oh, they're trying to switch to melter guns. It takes a while, but they do it for free, so... Fair enough, eh? Warlock's dead over here again. Is it worth just leaving the Great Unclean One here? Probably not when you have a VP advantage like this. I don't think you want to push him through the mid though. It's just too far. Don't know if you should push him west side. I think it's worth it. It's not that far. So he can run back to the natural VP if he's needed. Repair bunker has indeed been repaired. Last Master. Just ground targeting on the VP now. Down to 23 victory points, the blue team. Apothecary now with that axe, of course. That was a good Blast Master shot. Here comes Rambo even. He's getting flanked. Lots of grenades. Didn't quite explode all of those Noise Marines. And now they must flee the angry Ogrins. Great Unclean One showing up now. Blue team are taking the west side though. Down to 8 VPs. They have pretty decent armies still. They've got Terminators, got double Fire Dragons, Seer Council. Fire Dragons are hanging out over there. There's still 2 Lumen Russes up. Big melter fight going on. Level 4 Kraskin, eh? They must be doing really good damage. Fire Dragons melting that Great Unclean One. Look at that damage. Holy crap. This guy is also super heavy infantry like the Avatar, so he does not like plasma and melter damage against him. Trying to leave now. Does not have heretics to worship it. Whatkind is floating resources quite a lot here actually. Not sure what they're trying to get. They can get anything except a Phobos, which they can't get because they have the Great Unclean One up. Librarian with a good special attack there. Oh, but those are Bulgrins, and they smashed his face in pretty quick with some Kraskin help. Great Unclean One still stomping around. Looks like he's just going to let him die to hold these things back. It's going to go down. There's Purgatus from Desk. Stunned so much stuff with that. And a rocket run into the rocket run. Beautifully done by Desk. Second run wasn't so great, but he did get the The Webway, another rocket run now, down to 3 victory points to blue team. 2-1. There it is. The red team get it. They had to fight like hell for it though. PickPacker's Lord General level 6. I enjoyed all of the melters. They had Kraskin melters, Stormtrooper melters, and this guy with melters by the end. He had others at other times. Apothecary level 10 for Mizu. Did lose a lot. Surprised they didn't go for the Land Raider. Level 4 Warlock here. Sea Council were awesome. Level 10 Inquisitor with that purgation into rocket run at the end. Level 8 Plague Champion. Whatkind getting every unit twice, it seemed like. And Kraskin with a level 9 Lord General. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. It was a hell of a 3v3, and I'll see you next time.